Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we talk about a powerful truth that most people ignore, the power of silence. We live in a very noisy world. Noise outside, noise inside. Phones never stop ringing. People never stop talking. Thoughts never stop running. Most people believe that speaking fast means strength. They believe reacting quickly means confidence. They believe answering everything means power. But real power is something else. Real power is silence. Not the silence of fear, not the silence of weakness, but the silence of control. Many people suffer not because of problems, but because they react to every problem. A small comment hurts them. A small delay angers them. A small mistake breaks them. They react, they argue, they explain, they defend, and slowly they lose their peace. Silence is misunderstood. People think silence means you have nothing to say, but silence often means you know too much to speak. Think about your own life. How many times did you react immediately and later regret it? How many times did you speak in anger and wish you had stayed silent? Reaction feels powerful for a moment, but it creates damage that lasts long. Silence feels uncomfortable at first, but it protects you in the long run. Silence gives you space, space to think, space to breathe, space to choose. When you stay silent, you are not losing. You are observing. You are understanding. You are gaining control. Most people react because they are controlled by emotions. Anger controls them. Ego controls them. Fear controls them. Silence breaks that control. When you don't react immediately, you take power back. You stop giving others control over your emotions. This is the first power of silence. Now think about how people react. Someone says something negative, instant reaction. Someone criticizes you, instant defense. Someone ignores you, instant frustration. This behavior becomes a habit, and habits shape life. People who react too fast live tired lives. They are always explaining, always proving, always defending. Silence removes that burden. Silence says, I don't need to respond to everything. And that sentence alone changes everything. Silence does not mean you agree. It means you are selective. You choose your battles. You choose your words. You choose your energy. Energy is precious. Every unnecessary reaction drains energy. Silence saves it. This is why calm people look strong. They don't rush. They don't panic. They don't explode. They pause. And in that pause, they see clearly. Now let us move deeper. Why do people fear silence? Because silence feels like losing control. Because silence feels like weakness. Because silence feels uncomfortable. But discomfort is part of growth. Silence forces you to face yourself. It forces you to listen to your thoughts. It forces you to control your impulses. And control is real strength. People who master silence master themselves, and people who master themselves master life. Silence gives you clarity. When you don't react, you notice details. You see intentions. You understand patterns. You stop reacting emotionally and start responding wisely. Response is different from reaction. Reaction is emotional. Response is thoughtful. Silence creates response. Reaction creates chaos. This is where most people fail. They confuse reaction with honesty. They say, I'm just being real. But real strength is restraint. Now think about learning English. Many learners react emotionally. They feel shy. They feel embarrassed. They feel judged. So they stop speaking. But silence here is different. This silence is not avoidance, it is preparation. Listening more, observing more, understanding patterns. Silence improves awareness. Awareness improves learning. People who rush to speak often feel frustrated. People who stay silent, listen, and then speak slowly improve faster. Silence trains patience. Patience builds fluency. This is why silence is powerful even in learning. Now return to life again. Silence during conflict is a shield. Not everyone deserves your words. Not every moment deserves your reaction. Silence protects your dignity. Strong people do not shout, they do not prove, they do not chase validation. Their silence speaks, and people feel it. This is the second power of silence. It builds respect. When you react emotionally, people feel control over you. When you stay silent, people feel unsure. They cannot predict you. Unpredictability is power. Silence also prevents mistakes. Many mistakes are spoken. Few mistakes are silent. Words cannot be taken back. Silence can. Silence gives you time. Time to think. Time to choose. Time to decide. And time is everything. Life rewards those who can pause, who can wait, who can stay calm. Silence is not empty. It is full of wisdom. And those who understand this live lighter lives. They are not disturbed easily. They are not controlled easily. They are grounded. They are centered. They are powerful. And this power comes from silence.
Silence becomes powerful when life becomes difficult. Anyone can stay calm when things are easy, but real strength appears when pressure enters the room. Criticism, disrespect, rejection, failure. These moments test you. Most people react. They defend themselves. They explain their side. They raise their voice. But silence changes the direction of the moment. Silence does not mean you accept disrespect. It means you refuse to lose control. When someone tries to provoke you, they want a reaction. Your reaction feeds their power. Your silence takes it away. This is why silence feels uncomfortable at first, because ego wants to speak, emotion wants to explode, but silence holds everything together. Think about the strongest people you know. They are calm. They listen more than they speak. They choose words carefully. They do not react to every opinion. They do not argue with everyone. They protect their peace. Silence becomes a shield against unnecessary conflict, a shield against emotional damage, a shield against regret. Many arguments are won by silence. Many mistakes are avoided by silence. When you stay silent, you see the situation clearly. You notice tone, you notice intention, you notice truth. Silence slows time, and slowing down creates better decisions. Now imagine a difficult situation. Someone blames you unfairly. Someone misunderstands you. Someone tries to control you with words. Your mind wants to respond quickly, but you pause, you breathe, you stay silent. That pause saves you. It saves your energy. It saves your dignity. It saves your future reaction. Silence gives you time to respond later with clarity. Strong responses are born from silence, not from anger. Now let us go deeper. Silence is not about avoiding life. It is about choosing wisely. You don't stay silent forever. You stay silent until you are ready. This is emotional intelligence. People who lack self-control speak first and regret later. People who master silence observe first and act wisely. Silence builds confidence. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself to everyone. You become comfortable with not being understood by all. This comfort is powerful. It means you trust yourself. Silence also teaches patience. Patience creates stability. Stability creates growth. Now think about your daily life. Traffic, work stress, family pressure, online comments. These things test you daily. If you react to all of them, you live exhausted. But if you choose silence wisely, life becomes lighter. Silence trains your mind. It slows racing thoughts. It reduces emotional noise. It increases focus. Focused people move forward faster. Silence helps you listen. When you listen, you learn. When you learn, you grow. This applies to life, and this applies to learning English. Many learners speak too fast, they worry too much, they judge themselves harshly. Silence helps them listen better, understand better, absorb language naturally. Silence removes pressure, and learning without pressure creates progress. Now understand this truth. Silence is not weakness, it is discipline. Discipline builds character. Character shapes destiny. When you stay silent at the right time, you change your life slowly. You stop reacting, you start responding. You stop losing energy, you start saving it. You stop proving yourself, you start becoming yourself. Silence creates inner strength, and inner strength is the foundation of success.
Silence also changes the way people treat you. When you react to everything, people learn how to control you. They know which words trigger you. They know which actions disturb you. They know how to pull you into emotional traps. But silence breaks that pattern. When you stop reacting, people feel confused. They don't know how to reach you anymore. Your calmness becomes unpredictable, and unpredictability creates respect. Silence shifts power. You no longer chase conversations. You no longer defend every accusation. You no longer explain your intentions. You let actions speak, and actions speak louder than words. Many people talk too much because they are insecure. Silence shows confidence. You don't need approval. You don't need validation. You don't need constant agreement. You are comfortable with yourself. This comfort is rare, and rare things are powerful. Silence also improves relationships. Not every disagreement needs words. Not every misunderstanding needs arguments. Sometimes silence allows emotions to settle. It gives space. It gives time. It prevents damage. Many relationships break because of words spoken in anger. Silence saves relationships by stopping unnecessary conflict. Now think about moments when you stayed silent. The situation didn't explode. The problem didn't grow. The tension slowly disappeared. That is not coincidence. That is the effect of silence. Now let us move deeper. Silence sharpens your awareness. When you speak less, you notice more. You observe people's behavior. You understand their intentions. You see patterns clearly. People often reveal more when you stay silent. They fill the space with words. Silence becomes information. Information becomes understanding. Understanding becomes wisdom. This is how leaders think. Leaders don't rush to speak. They listen, they analyze, they choose words carefully. Silence gives you leadership energy. Even in daily life, people trust calm individuals. Calm voices feel safe. Calm reactions feel mature. Silence creates emotional stability, and emotional stability creates inner strength. Now apply this to learning and growth. Noise distracts. Silence focuses. When your mind is quiet, learning becomes easier. You absorb faster. You remember longer. You understand deeper. This is true for English learning as well. Silence while listening improves pronunciation. Silence while reading improves comprehension. Silence removes pressure, and pressure blocks progress. People who rush often feel stuck. People who slow down move forward steadily. Silence trains discipline. Discipline builds consistency. Consistency creates results. Now understand this clearly. Silence is not doing nothing. Silence is preparing. It is gathering strength. It is organizing thoughts. It is choosing the right moment. When the moment comes, your words carry weight because you don't speak often. And when you speak less, people listen more. This is the hidden power of silence.
As silence becomes a habit, it begins to change you from the inside. You notice that your reactions are slower, but your decisions are stronger. You no longer rush to prove yourself. You no longer feel the need to explain everything. This creates inner freedom. Inner freedom means you are no longer controlled by external noise. Opinions lose their power. Criticism loses its sting. Pressure loses its grip. Silence builds emotional maturity. You start responding with intention, not impulse. This maturity changes how you face challenges. When problems appear, you don't panic. You pause. You breathe. You assess. That pause saves you from mistakes. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they react emotionally. Silence removes emotional blindness. It helps you see reality, not assumptions. Now think about difficult conversations. Most people speak to win. They speak to dominate. They speak to defend ego. But silence changes communication. When you listen more than you speak, you understand more than others. Understanding creates advantage. Silence makes you a better listener. And good listeners are rare. People feel safe around them. People open up around them. Silence creates trust. Trust builds strong connections. Now look at your inner world. Silence reduces overthinking. Thoughts slow down. Anxiety weakens. Clarity increases. A quiet mind is a disciplined mind. Discipline shapes destiny. This is where silence becomes mastery. You are no longer fighting emotions. You are guiding them. You are no longer controlled by anger. You are directing it. This self-mastery is powerful. Power over yourself is greater than power over others. Now think about success. Success requires patience. Success requires focus. Success requires consistency. Silence supports all three. A noisy mind jumps from one thing to another. A silent mind stays committed. Commitment creates results. Silence also strengthens confidence. You don't seek attention. You don't chase approval. You become comfortable standing alone. This comfort builds inner strength. Strong people do not fear silence. They welcome it. Because in silence, they connect with purpose. Purpose gives direction. Direction gives meaning. Now imagine living this way, reacting less, listening more, choosing wisely. Life becomes simpler. Decisions become clearer. Relationships become healthier. Mind becomes calmer. Silence becomes a lifestyle, and lifestyles shape futures. People may not understand you at first. They may think you are distant, but over time they feel your presence. Not loud, not forceful, but steady. That steadiness is power. This is how silence transforms you.
Now comes the most important part. Knowing the power of silence is not enough. You must practice it. Silence grows stronger when it becomes a daily choice. You choose silence when anger wants to speak. You choose silence when ego wants to prove. You choose silence when emotions want control. These small choices build a powerful habit. At first, it feels difficult. Your mind will resist. Your emotions will push. Your ego will demand expression. But with practice, silence becomes natural. And when silence becomes natural, peace becomes permanent. You begin to notice something. Situations that once disturbed you no longer have power over you. Words that once hurt you feel lighter. People who once controlled your emotions lose their influence. This is growth. Growth is not loud. Growth is quiet. Silence helps you focus on what matters. You invest energy in your goals. You protect time for learning. You stop wasting effort on noise. This changes your future. A calm mind makes better plans. A calm mind takes better actions. A calm mind builds better results. Silence also strengthens your faith. You learn to trust timing. You learn to trust process. You learn to trust yourself. Not everything needs control. Not everything needs explanation. Some things need patience. Patience creates resilience. Resilience creates long-term success. Now think about your life again. Imagine responding instead of reacting. Imagine listening instead of interrupting. Imagine staying calm under pressure. That version of you is already inside you. Silence helps you reach it. You don't need to change who you are. You need to control how you respond. That control changes everything. Silence does not remove challenges, but it changes how you face them. With clarity, with confidence, with strength. This is not about becoming quiet forever. This is about becoming wise, speaking less, listening more, choosing better. That is maturity. And maturity leads to freedom. Freedom from emotional chaos. Freedom from unnecessary conflict. Freedom from mental exhaustion. In silence, you find yourself. In silence, you build strength. In silence, you create peace. And that peace becomes your greatest power. This is the power of silence. Carry it with you. Practice it daily, and let it quietly transform your life.